It wasn't supposed to rain today, but I did say I'm not really sure why I find these batteries to be so cool. They did get this part right. Look at this view. This is just so cool when you see those tankers like that. Hey, you're probably not going to believe me when I say this, but I got up at 7:30 this morning. Yeah, I know. I don't believe me either. Well, I moved down here to the waterfront here in the little town of Silverdale. And the only reason I moved down here is because I was parked on a street that has a sign that says exactly this, 4-hour parking from 8 a.m. To 6 p.m. And I wasn't quite sure if that meant that I had to leave right at 8 a.m. or if I have until noon to leave. So I got up early and drove down here and then saw the same sign again. But let's take a little walk. It is chilly this morning, probably because it's early and I'm not used to being up this early. Let's take a little walk down the pier. So this little city that we're in of Silverdale is just west of Seattle, and it sits on the Dyes Inlet, which is part of the Sound, and you can actually boat from here out to Seattle if you really wanted to, I guess. It does mean that there are some pretty spectacular views around Silverdale here, and I do occasionally spend some time here in Silverdale. It's a nice little city. Oh, it is just fantastically beautiful out today. It's a little chilly at the moment, but I think it's supposed to warm up pretty good here today, so probably be losing the jacket soon. But this is nice to be able to, some nice cool weather on a morning walk with such an absolutely stunning view. But I need some coffee because I just got up and moved because of the parking regulations on the street that I parked on last night. I parked just around the corner from this little park area here. I've been to this park before, but for some reason I never noticed the parking area over on this side. I think I could have parked here last night, but I just didn't really notice it. Keep that in mind for the future, I guess. Okay, coffee. Let's make a really good coffee because we have to have a coffee that equals this view. It's nice to have some cooler weather here this morning, but that in combination with my allergies that have just been going crazy here the last several weeks, my nose is rather drippy, so excuse me for a moment. I have some really excellent coffee here. Coffee from my favorite coffee place called Fogline in Humboldt. And this was, I think, the last or second to last bag of this batch. So I got kind of lucky there. I picked it because it was something special, and I was leaving Humboldt and I wanted just a little kind of taste of home in a way. And I'm glad that I bought it because it's such a good coffee. I've been enjoying it, and it should pair nicely with this whole atmosphere that we've got going on here, I think. It's a beautiful cup of coffee for a beautiful view out here. Although I can see the view out, but you can't. I'm sorry. We'll get you a better view out in a moment. Now, Silverdale here is just far enough away from Seattle that it makes it a whole different world. And of course, by that, I mean much nicer, at least nicer for me. I like being out here a little bit better than being closer to Seattle. It is quite a distance, though. If you're going to drive from Silverdale to Seattle, it's quite a little drive. There is kind of a more direct route to get to downtown Seattle, which is to hop on a ferry from Bremerton, which is just south of here. It'll take you straight out to downtown Seattle, but I'm much happier being out here on this side farther away from Seattle, farther away from the crazy traffic, although traffic can get a little bit snarly out here too. This is a direct route out to the Olympic Mountains, and so there's kind of a lot of traffic, especially during the summertime. We'll see what traffic is like today, but we're going to be staying close by, and I'm kind of hanging out in town here to do a little bit of shopping, which there's plenty of shopping around. There's Trader Joe's, which we went to the other day. We don't need to go back there. We need something much more important. But I've got a few minutes yet to wait for the stores to open up, so we've got plenty of time to enjoy our coffee. Oh, I did tell you that I was going to give you a better view in a minute, didn't I? Let's take the coffee out to the water. We can enjoy it out there, have a better view. Yeah, this is definitely much better, although the park is getting to be a little bit crowded. Lots of people are filtering in here and enjoying the day. It is starting to warm up a little bit, although the wind is starting to pick up a little bit too. And it looks like there's a big group over there that's getting ready to go out boating. I'm not quite sure if that's a good idea or not. I say that because I really don't have sea legs, so I'm happy to be right up here just with a good view out. Don't really want to be out on that water. Well, I think it's about time we can mosey on over to the store, because we have something very, very important that we need to stock up on. Okay, I think it's warming up. I can lose the jackets. It does feel a little bit chillier because of the winds, but I would rather just soak up the cool while we have it. It is getting to be summertime. Okay, let's get to the store because they should be open by now. What a great little park this is. This was a nice little spot to sit for a little bit. Well, I didn't eat any breakfast, did I? Oh well, I had coffee. That's the most important thing. If you're in this area, I can highly suggest this park. There are some restrooms here. I used them yesterday when I was walking around. This is the Silverdale Waterfront Park, and plenty of parking out here and pretty nice place to hang out for a bit. Well, I got about a block away and then realized I probably should have checked online to see if what I needed is in stock, but it was a short drive over here, so we'll just go in and see if they've got it. Should I buy another spork? I already have two, but there they are. If you want the best spork, that's it. Snow Peak Titanium. And here is what I came in for. They definitely have stock. So I'm gonna buy one each of, oh, actually, they don't have my other favorites. They've got the Serrano, but my other favorite is the jalapeno, and they only have it in the little size. That's like 2 servings for me. I'm not crazy about the sriracha. Well, I guess I'll get a Serrano and have to look for, oh, there's a jalapeno hidden. Okay, we're good. I'm happy. Let's go. Okay, that was a good result. I actually got some AeroPress filters that were on clearance. Not sure why they're selling them out, but I have been using more AeroPress filters lately, so these will probably come in handy even though I don't need them now. Probably be getting into them soon. What I'll be getting into even sooner is some Yellowbird. Ran out of the jalapeno yesterday and have just like a little bit left of a Serrano, so that's why I needed to buy both of them. The funny thing about this is the very first time I ever bought Yellowbird hot sauce was from an REI store, because I bought the little smaller size. I figured it's expensive hot sauce. I didn't want to buy a full-size bottle. If I didn't like it, it's a waste of money. It's a waste of hot sauce. So I've been telling people that this is a great place to get Yellowbird for the first time, because you can buy the little tiny trial sizes or travel size that they sell here. The funny thing is, though, hardly anybody believed me when I was telling them you can get Yellowbird hot sauce at REI. People would tell me, no, REI doesn't sell hot sauce. That's just silly. You're being silly. I went to buy some hot sauce at Sprouts across the street here a couple days ago when I got into town, and they were $8 a bottle at Sprouts. Over here at REI, $6 a bottle. Same thing. So I waited to to get back over here to buy it at a better price because, yeah, it is expensive. Even though I like it, I don't want to just overspend on things. All right, I'm happy now, but let's get out and do something different. I've been in Silverdale now for 2-3 days at least, and I want to go do something fun and different. Go someplace I haven't been before. So we're going to go out to a park on Bainbridge Island, and it's a little bit of a drive from where we are right here. There's a park there that has some interesting features. I'm going to admit here that I've been waiting for some rain, hoping for some rain, and have not had any rain, seen any rain since I've been back hardly. I think we've had a day and a half of rain in the several weeks I've been back here in the Seattle area. But looking at the sky, I kind of like this. This is fine. You know, all this drama, beautiful. So I'm not sure if I should bring this up or not, but just to get ahead of some negativity, I thought I just might mention that Bainbridge Island seems to have a bit of a reputation with Seattle locals. And I haven't been to Bainbridge much. Well, I've just been there one time for part of a day. It's part of why I'm going back there, just because seems like everybody I talk to around here has been negative about it. And I don't see the point with being negative about a place. I go to a place, I check it out, I see if it vibes with me, and if it doesn't, I just don't ever go back there. So I don't have anything bad to say about Bainbridge Island personally, but if you have some negative thoughts about it, maybe today will change your mind. Okay, that was quite a drive. Partly why the drive took so long is they're redoing the roads here. They're putting in roundabouts everywhere. Seems to be what they're doing all over the area here. Sometimes roundabouts are good, but I don't really like them all the time. Anyway, we're here. We're at Fort Ward Park, and this is on the southwest side of Bainbridge Island. And so far, I'd say it's worth the drive because look at this view. I walked down the boat ramp here to get a better look at the water and those mountains back there, and realized it is slick. All that moss growing there on top of the ramp is very slippery, especially with my little barefoot shoes on that have basically no soles on them. But I'm still standing upright. Now, this is not the only reason I came out here. This fantastic view, which is absolutely worth the drive. There are some batteries out here, and when I found that out, that made my mind up that I wanted to come out here and check them out. So we will need to figure out where they are, and I've got limited cell phone service for some reason here, so hopefully we'll have a map here that will give us a little bit of information. Well, no map on that side. No map on this side either. Let me see if I can get my phone to work. Figure out where these batteries are so we can go walk over to them. Uh-oh, I'm feeling some raindrops. It wasn't supposed to rain today, but I did say I wanted to see some rain, and there we go. We've got rain and sun and clouds. It's about perfect weather, I guess, right? I'm letting my phone download the map a little bit. It's just taking a little bit of time, and then we'll go hike over to those batteries, at least one of them. Before we do that, though, I'm gonna eat a little food. I didn't really eat much today, so I'm gonna have a little yogurt and drink a little bit of water and decide if I'm gonna put my rain jacket or jacket on. Probably not. I bought this yogurt yesterday at Trader Joe's, and I really like it. It's not the least expensive yogurt to buy, so I only bought one. But now I'm wishing I had stopped at Trader Joe's while we were in Silverdale before we left. I did think about it briefly, but I was just in there 2 days ago buying groceries. I kind of feel silly going back in again, although I don't know why I feel silly. I'm sure they would appreciate the business. Okay, sad news. The rain has stopped. Oh well. It was nice while it lasted. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, there is a battery that is a little hike down this trail a ways. There's also one quite a bit closer up over on this side. So just a short trail, short walk. Since this one's closer, we're going to go this way first. I had no idea it was going to be this beautiful out here. The only problem is, because it's so windy today, a bunch of pine cones and branches keep falling from the trees. I keep getting worried I'm going to get hit on the head. I think we found the battery. It does look like it's pretty crowded over here, though. We'll see what we can film. So first impression, this is very cool. But unfortunately, there's a ton of graffiti here, just everywhere, which is not so cool. You know, you would think that Batman would have taken care of that, but apparently he's not doing his job. Seems like it's bigger than I imagined. It kind of keeps going. Let's see where this takes us. Should have brought a flashlight. Looks like that's about it. Not much I can show here because the graffiti is not very family friendly. Let's just say that. Still, it's very cool here. You can't see much of the water because the trees are kind of blocking it, but get a good look at this. And I'm glad I came out to check it out, even if it is just a little bit disappointing. Well, at least they got this part right. Oh, this was very cool, even though there's lots of graffiti defacing it. But very cool to get to look at and climb around on. Since we're here, we might as well walk up the path and see if we can go take a look at the other one, see if it's any different. Are these just free for the taking? Just grab one of these and go out sailing? Yeah, like I said before, I don't have sea legs. Well, the sun is out and it's starting to warm up, just like the weather forecast was predicting. I was enjoying the coolness, but the warm feels pretty good. Although walking in the shade, it still feels a little bit chilly because of the breeze. So this should be a nice, pleasant walk. I'm not really sure how far it is to that second battery, so hopefully, since I really haven't eaten much, I'll make it there and back again. For a second there, I was thinking, wow, that's a short walk. I didn't think it would be that close, but these are living quarters. Looks like these are for the privates, and then there's one over here, probably for the senior official. So it looks like we've got a little bit farther to walk, and that's just fine by me because look at this view. This is just so cool out here. I'm trying to pay attention because if it hadn't have been for that big group of people at the last battery, I probably would have walked right by it. It was so overgrown with bushes and trees. So being that there's nobody else out here, at least not a big group, it's all on me here to find this next one. And several minutes later, somehow, I think I passed it. Not quite sure how I missed it, but we will circle back. This way? I guess this way. Here it is. I just took the scenic route. Right back beyond it was where I diverged on the path and went around behind it. But here we are. This one is not covered in graffiti. That's fantastic. I'm not really sure why I find these batteries to be so cool, but I've been searching them out, and it's odd. There are a ton of them out here in this area, and now that I know that there are so many, I'm going to try to see as many as I can. Just very, very cool to me, and I really don't know why. I'm also a little bit unclear as to why these batteries were put here, until I was told the other day that there has been a long-standing naval base in Bremerton. So back where I was saying that there's a ferry very close to where we were this morning. Apparently there's been a naval base there for a long, long time. So these were probably there to protect any ships that were coming from farther out in the sea into that naval base. And actually the sign here talks a little bit about that, the need to protect the coastline here and also that naval shipyard down in Bremerton. So we figured it out. Well, I think it's probably about time for some coffee and some food. So we'll mosey slowly on back and get some lunch started. I did forget to mention that there is another ferry to get to Seattle from here. It's just on the other side of Bainbridge Island. You can take a ferry directly from the island out to Seattle, just like the one down in Bremerton. Let's take a little detour before we go back to the van. I did say we were going to mosey slowly. Just want to take another look at the water here. You definitely get a better sense of how much water is out there, how deep this water is, when you see those tankers like that out there. Obviously, that's some deep water. It doesn't seem quite that big, but it must be if there's a full-size tanker out there. Well, now that I am not looking at interesting things and beautiful scenery, I'm realizing it's a little bit warmer than what I thought it was. So I'm not really looking to cook anything. So I'm just going to have some cheese. I've got some cheddar cheese here and some pepperoni. I'll slice some of this up. And I've got a little bag of pistachios I've been working on. So I'll snack a little bit and then maybe make a big dinner. Oh, I do have some cherries too. I bought these 2 days ago and I thought I was just eating a couple at a time, and they are almost gone. Got those at Trader Joe's a couple days ago. Maybe I do need to go back to Trader Joe's, but I am going to make a cup of coffee because I can't just skip that, can I? I had bought this pepperoni with the intention of making pizza from scratch. I was trying to work on a new pizza dough recipe. I lost my original pizza dough recipe, and so kind of trying a couple other dough recipes and trying to figure out one that I like. But then the weather got warm and I lost all interest in doing any pizza from scratch. So this pepperoni has just been languishing in the bottom of my fridge. It's the uncured kind of pepperoni. It's the only kind that I buy. So I think it's got a shorter shelf life than the stuff that's full of nitrates. So it's probably a good thing that I'm eating this up now before it goes bad. I don't really have a place to put my coffee mug. I guess I'll just put it on the ground. Not the best place for it. As long as I don't kick it over, I'll be okay. I was rather hoping that we'd have a little bit more rain. That little sprinkle that we had earlier wasn't in the forecast. So I was hoping that there was a storm coming in and we'd get some rain today, but doesn't look like it. I retreated to this park bench because it's just a little too difficult trying to manage those pistachios sitting down there teetering on the log. This is nice, although the view's a little bit more blocked. Well, I debated whether to go for another walk about, and I also debated making another cup of coffee. Both of those sound really good, but what sounds even better after my lack of sleep last night is to just kick my feet up here and to just sit back. My cell service is working a little bit better now. I don't know why it wasn't working so well this morning. So I think I'm going to watch a YouTube video or two, and I might fall asleep, so I better set an alarm on my phone just in case. To make sure I stay comfortable, I've got the ceiling fan on and opened up the back doors, so I've got lots of air movement in here, although it feels like it's cooling down already, so it's quite comfortable here. Okay, that was not nearly long enough. I think I only slept about 10 minutes, but I've been laying here for about 45. It was good that I set my alarm though. I didn't watch any YouTube because my cell service didn't work again. So maybe cell service is just not so great here on the island. Anyway, probably time to get up, or I'm going to fall asleep and not get back up. Well, it's definitely gotten chillier. I had to turn the fan off because with the back doors open here, I had so much air blown in. It's still fairly breezy out. It was just too chilly in here. I got way too chilly. It almost feels like it's sweater time, maybe jacket time, maybe not jacket time, maybe sweater time, but we'll go without it for a bit here, see how it goes. Hey, good news. It's starting to sprinkle again, just slightly, but I'm happy about that. I think though I am going to put the jacket on. Well, it didn't turn out to be rain after all. It was just a little passing sprinkle. Although, back over there, those clouds look like rain clouds to me, so maybe there is a system blowing in. One bad thing about rain clouds is we have lost our view of the mountains over there, which are really pretty earlier. I'm not sure if it's time to be moving along, or if I should make another cup of coffee and sit here for a while and enjoy the view. I guess I should just sit here and think about what I should do next. Oh, the sun came back out, and now I'm roasting. I don't need this jacket anymore. So I think we will mosey on down the road. I keep feeling a few little sprinkles here and there, so maybe we'll get some rain yet. This was such a great spot. I always try to find little places like this that are a little bit off the radar, and I'm always happy when they turn out to be better than I expect. This one certainly was better than I expected. Okay, I just stopped in the little town of Linwood, and we're just up a mile or so north of where we were. I'm tempted to just make this home for the night, but I do want to walk around a little bit and just see if it's a place that I vibe with. One thing I need to do first, the jacket's going to have to go back on because it's now chilly again. Okay, jacket's on, and now I'm just going to walk around the town a little bit, look for any parking signs that I may have missed while I was driving into town. I don't think there are any. I think this is a legal spot, so as long as the town feels good, this will be home for the night. It is a little busier than I expected it to be here in the middle of the week, so that may be one thing that chases me out, but let's walk around town before we make any decisions. Okay, two things. One, I'm feeling sprinkles again. That's good. Maybe it'll rain. Two, I probably would have preferred this spot versus the other one. I normally like to have my bed on the curbside, just because it normally kind of rolls over a little bit and keeps me feeling like I'm not falling out of bed. So kind of half tempted to drive back and park in this spot, but you know what? We're just gonna go with it. So there are a surprising number of restaurants in a town that is only 2 blocks long. It's an interesting little town. Smells good too. There's a bunch of really fancy restaurants. But I think we'll just go home and make ourselves some food. Maybe Mexican tonight. Oh, look at what I just noticed. A Land Rover for sale. Would you be interested in the world's most unreliable vehicle? There it is. And yes, of course, I mean that as a joke. I drive a Ram, so you know what they say about people that live in glass houses and all. So it sure seems like we're going to have a good chance of a nice pitter-patter of rain tonight. That'll help me sleep, which I probably don't really need tonight because I am tired. Let's get dinner started before I get too wore out to do anything else. Hey, what if I just ate cherries for dinner? There's probably not really enough in there. Otherwise, I probably would. So the next best thing are tacos for dinner. And I just bought these corn tortillas, and they really are not fresh at all. I tried to pick out the freshest of the batch there at Trader Joe's, but none of them were fresh. So these will lend themselves to being good tacos since we'll fry them off and rejuvenate them a little bit. I'm going to use my new pan. This is a Stobe enamel on cast iron pan. I've been using this for everything lately. Well, nearly everything. There's a few things that I don't like to use it for. I think there's a few things that are better suited for my carbon steel pan here. But getting to know this new pan, and I really like it. Definitely looking well used already. I have really been enjoying it. I am glad that I have it, and I find that it's the perfect pan for tacos. Okay, so I take it back about this spot. I think the spot is tilted over just a little bit the way I like the van to be, so that way I'm kind of rolling into the wall instead of into the galley of the van. So this is a perfect spot, I think, for me. And actually, let me just adjust my feet on my stove a little bit to level that out, because while I like to kind of sleep a little bit off level, it's probably better to keep the stove level, at least as long as I am heating up oil in it, just for safety's sake. So these are going to be some pretty basic tacos. I had to eat up all of my avocados really quickly because they were starting to go bad for some reason. So I don't have any more avocado, which is unfortunate. And I couldn't find any decent looking cabbage. So these are going to be kind of carnivore tacos. You are forewarned. Okay, I've got some really good grass-fed ground beef, which is almost frozen because it was down in the bottom of my fridge, but that's okay because we're just gonna cook it up and crumble it up, so that'll work out all right. And then I've got a little bit of some pepper jack cheese left from Trader Joe's. I used to buy this all the time. It comes in a little wedge, and I totally forgot about it. And I was just wandering around Trader Joe's the other day when I was buying groceries and remembered it and grabbed it, and I am so happy to have it again. It's such good cheese. Just got a really good flavor. Even though Monterey Jack doesn't have a whole lot of flavor, the jalapenos that they add to it give it a little bit of extra something. Just added a little bit of chili powder. This is one of my favorite chili powders from Rancho Gordo, and it's just the New Mexico chili powder. And it's not very spicy, so I actually seasoned up both sides of it. I've got plenty of it on there, so maybe not actually a little bit of chili powder, but quite a bit of chili powder. And then I'll just finish cooking this beef all the way through. Okay, I think that looks good. We're done. Just assemble the tacos now. Normally I do my tacos really crispy, but as you can see, these are not. And I'm doing that just to change things up a little bit. So I'll get the meat filled up into each tortilla here, and then I've got some of that Monterey Jack sliced up. I'll add a little bit of that to each one. And then to make these a little bit more savory, I'm gonna use some of my Greek yogurt as basically sour cream, because Greek yogurt really is a lot like sour cream. If you didn't know it wasn't sour cream, you would probably be fooled. So I'm not going to tell myself that this is yogurt, and when I get to eating it, I'll probably just think it's sour cream. Okay, here's a close-up look here And to finish them off right, I am using a little bit of that bottle of Yellowbird jalapeno. I miss this. I've only been out of it for 3 days, but I've missed it. So let me guess. You're going to say absolutely not on the yogurts and tacos, but give it a try. I think you'll like it. If you get the right yogurts, it does really taste like sour cream, and I think it's going to be extra good on these because, you know, I don't have anything else to put in them, so got to get creative here. Okay, I got a little heavy-handed with the Yellowbird. I had hot sauce everywhere, but no harm, no foul, because it made those tacos extra tasty. That was very good. I do have one little problem here, I've noticed already. I have no cell service at all when I'm inside the van, which is kind of normal if I'm in an area that has weak cell service. As soon as I get in the van acts like a Faraday cage and just wipes out any bit of service that I have. So a little bit of a downer there. Not that I need cell service tonight. I'm probably going to go right to bed soon anyway, much sooner than normal. But on a plus side, when I was walking around town, I did notice that the town has a location of one of my favorite bread bakeries. Bakeries, and they have a really good bread that I like. It is my second favorite sourdough that they sell in the Seattle area here, but good enough for me, so I'll probably pop over there in the morning and buy a loaf of bread because, one, I need some more bread. I'm almost out of tortillas, so got to buy something. And two, that will pay for our rent for parking in this nice town here today. So do that in the morning before I take off. And the only question now is, and I'm just going to leave this as an open-ended question with you, will I make another cup of coffee before I go to bed? Now, I will give you just a little hint at which way that's going to go because I do have a few of my favorite Trader Joe's cookies on hand. So you probably know how this is all going to go down. But I am going to go to bed pretty quickly here because I am tired. So that's it for today. Hey, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.